2:35, rain against the balcony. City lights below, and nothing left to fix. I used to wake up reaching for a phone that never rang. Spent too many quiet mornings trying to understand your change. Every night felt like a question, every answer came too late. I kept calling distance patience, just to give you room to stay. But somewhere in the middle of losing what we had, I started finding pieces of the man I was before that. No more checking, no more doubt. Funny how the silence feels different without you now. I sleep better now, without wondering where you are, without reading into silence, without carrying your heart. I sleep better now, no more waiting for the sound of your footsteps in the hallway, no more hoping you come around. I sleep better now. Yeah, I sleep better now. There's a record playing softly in the glass beside the chair. Nothing heavy in the room now, nothing hanging in the air. I remember all the evenings I convinced myself we're fine, while your body sat beside me and your heart was somewhere else. I don't blame you for the ending, I don't blame myself for trying. Some people teach you peace by showing you what peace is not. No more chasing, no more signs. I finally stopped giving chaos all my nights. I sleep better now, without wondering where you are, without reading into silence, without carrying your heart. I sleep better now, no more waiting for the sound of your footsteps in the hallway, no more hoping you'll come around. I sleep better now. Yeah, I sleep better now. Maybe healing isn't loud, maybe it looks like this: a quiet room, a steady breath, and nobody left to miss. Maybe strength is not revenge, maybe strength is letting go without needing them to suffer, just because they hurt you so. I don't need you to come back, I don't need you to regret. I just needed enough distance to remember who I am. I sleep better now, I don't wake up with your weight, I don't wonder what you meant, I don't wait for you to change. I sleep better now, and the night belongs to me. No more fighting for affection, no more begging to be seen. I sleep better now, yeah, I sleep better now. I lost what kept me restless and found what calms me down. 3:10, rain fading from the glass. City lights below, and I sleep better now. 2:17, rain on the window, your name on my screen, but I don't reach for it. You had every chance to know me. Every night I stayed too long. Every time I kept it quiet, just to keep us moving on. I was there through all your distance, through the cold and changing moods. Kept believing love was patience, even when it cost me truth. Now the room feels more expensive, without tension in the air. I can finally hear my own thoughts, without wondering if you care. You can miss me, you can call, but missing what you lost doesn't mean you get it all. You don't get me back just because the night feels lonely. You don't get me back just because you finally know me. I gave you all the chances, you were too distracted to see. Now you can miss the man I was, but you don't get him back from me. You don't get me back. No, you don't get me back. You said maybe we could fix it, said you finally understand, but you only found the value when it slipped out of your hands. I remember all the evenings you made distance feel normal. I remember feeling unwanted while I stood right there beside you. And now there's music in the background, low, low and heavy, soft and slow. And I don't need another answer for the things I already know. You can change now, that's your road, but I don't know the future to someone from my old world. You don't get me back just because the night feels lonely. You don't get me back because you finally know me. I gave you all the chances, you were too distracted to see. Now you can miss the man I was, but you don't get him back from me. You don't get me back. Maybe I would've stayed before if you said the right words at the right time. Maybe I would've opened that door and called your regret a sign. But peace changed what I'm willing to lose, and silence taught me what was true. I don't need somebody choosing me, only after I stop choosing you. So keep the memories, keep the photographs, keep whatever version of us still makes you look back. You don't get me back just because the silence hurts you. You don't get me back just because your memories return to all the nights I stood beside you when you barely noticed me. Now you can miss the man I was, but he finally learned to leave. Don't get me back. No, you don't get me back. almost gone. Your name left my screen, and the night moved on. Midnight again, city moving under me. Your memory came back, but it didn't stay. I used to wait for your message, like it could change the night. Read too much into your silence, trying to make the distance right. I gave patience to confusion, gave excuses one more chance. Kept believing if I stayed still, you would finally understand. But love shouldn't feel like guessing, and peace shouldn't feel this rare. So I stopped looking for reasons to keep meeting you halfway there. I don't need closure from the one who made me doubt. Sometimes the answer is simply walking out. I don't chase anymore. If you leave, there's the door. I gave enough of myself, trying to make you want more. I don't beg for a place in a heart that hesitates. If you can't see what I'm worth, I won't wait. I don't chase anymore. I don't chase anymore. Now the nights feel a little slower, but they finally feel like mine. No more checking every shadow, no more reading every sign. There's a whiskey by the window, and the skyline dressed in rain. Funny how the world gets quieter when you stop inviting pain. I don't hate what we became, I just know I can't go back. Some lessons come in silence, and some goodbyes don't need a track. I don't need answers to every broken thing. Sometimes losing someone is how you learn to breathe. I don't chase anymore. If you leave, there's the door. I gave enough of myself, trying to make you want more. I don't beg for a place in a heart that hesitates. If you can't see what I'm worth, I won't wait. I don't chase anymore. I don't chase anymore. More than I love my peace. Maybe that's why it took so long to leave. But I know better now. I know what silence means. When somebody really wants you, you don't have to read between. So keep the mixed signals, keep the almost love. I'm done making a home out of never enough. I don't chase anymore. I know what I'm looking for. Something calm, something honest, something I don't have to force. I don't beg for a place, I don't fear walking away. If you can't see what I'm worth, that's okay. I don't chase anymore. can't chase anymore. I found peace and I'm choosing it for sure. Midnight again, city fading behind me. Your memory came back and passed me by. Quarter past 2. Rain under the streetlights. Your last message stayed unopened. I already knew enough. We had too many conversations that never changed a thing. You said you needed patience while I kept carrying everything. I learned the shape of disappointment from the way you said my name. Always close enough to keep me, never close enough to stay. I used to need an answer for every change in your tone. Now I know peace gets easier when you stop needing to know. No more questions, no more blame. Some endings happen without saying names. Nothing left to explain, nothing left to defend. We said enough in the silence before we ever reached the end. Nothing left to explain. I don't need one final conversation. You can keep your version of us. I finally found my own salvation. Nothing left, nothing left to explain. I took the long road through downtown, windows cracked, music low. Every red light felt like freedom. Every mouth said, let it go. Your memory used to follow me into every empty room. Now it fades behind the skyline like smoke disappearing too soon. I don't need you feeling sorry, I don't need you coming clean. There are truths you understand better when you stop asking what they mean. No resentment, no reply. Some doors close, and that's alright. Nothing left to explain, nothing left to defend. We said enough in the silence before we ever reached the end. Nothing left to explain. I don't need one final conversation. You can keep your version of us. I finally found my own salvation. Nothing left, nothing left to explain. I needed closure, maybe once I needed proof. Needed you to say you lost me, needed words to make it true. But tonight the city taught me some peace arrives alone. No apology can give me what I found after you were gone. So don't call to clear your conscience, don't come back to make a mess. Some stories don't need fixing, they just need somewhere to end. Nothing left to explain, nothing left to defend. I don't carry old confusion like it's mine to understand. Nothing left to explain. I don't need another conversation. I can leave without an answer and still know I made the right decision. Nothing left, nothing left to explain. Nothing left, and I feel no shame. 2:45, rain starting to fade. Your last message stayed unopened, and I left it that way. "2:31, rain on the rooftop, city glowing below, and nobody asking me to stay. I used to think the tension meant there was something left to say. Every argument felt heavy, but I still found a reason to remain. You called it complicated, I called it trying to survive. We kept turning small mistakes into another sleepless night. Now the room feels almost weightless, no pressure in the air. I can finally sit in silence without wondering if you care. I don't miss the feeling of always being on guard. Peace came quietly, but it didn't come too hard. I'm better without the noise, better without the questions, better without the nights full of half-made confessions. I'm better without the noise, better without your doubt. I used to fear the silence, now I know what it's about. I'm better without the noise, yeah, better without the noise. Yeah. There's a slow song in the background and a glass beside the chair. Nothing here is complicated, nothing heavy anywhere. I don't check the phone for answers, I don't wait for your reply. I don't measure every silence like it means another lie. Maybe love should feel much softer than the version that we knew. Baby, calm was always waiting on the other side of you. No more walking on that line. I finally learned peace can still feel alive. I'm better without the noise, better without the questions, better without the nights full of half-made confessions. I'm better without the noise, better without your doubt. I used to fear the silence, now I know what it's about. I'm better without the noise, yeah, better without the noise. Maybe once I needed chaos just to feel something was real. Maybe I confused intensity with the way love ought to feel. But the truth gets easier when the room is finally still. I don't need another storm just to know my heart can feel. So if you ever call me somewhere after 2, I won't trade this peace I found for another night with you. I'm better without the noise, better without the pressure, better without pretending we were feels lighter. 2:20, rain tracing the glass. Your side of the city feels far enough now. I used to wait for your timing, like my life could stand still. Kept making room for your maybe, while ignoring what was real. You always knew when to find me, right when I started moving on. One little word from your number, and somehow I was back where I'd gone wrong. But something changed in the silence, something settled in my chest. I stopped calling patience love, when it only stole my rest. I don't need one more sign, I don't need one more delay. If you wanted to be here, you would have found a way. No more waiting on you, no more watching the clock, no more hoping your silence turns into something it's not. No more waiting on you. I got too much peace to lose. You can take all your maybe, I'm finally choosing me over you. No more waiting, no more waiting on you. There's a low light in the kitchen, and the city's almost still. Funny how an empty room can feel more honest than you did. I don't replay our conversations, trying to find where I went wrong. Some people keep you hanging, just enough to keep you holding on. I gave you all the benefit, while you gave me little truth. Now I know consistency is something love should never make you prove. I don't need another promise made somewhere after midnight. If it takes losing myself, then it was never right. No more waiting on you, no more watching the clock, no more hoping your silence turns into something it's not. No more waiting on you. I got too much peace to lose. You can take all your maybe, I'm finally choosing me over you. No more waiting, no more waiting on you. Maybe once I thought loyalty meant standing in the same place, while somebody kept deciding if they wanted me to stay. living half a lie. No more giving up my patience to somebody still deciding. No more waiting on you. I know what I deserve to choose. Something steady, something honest, something I don't have to lose myself to. No waiting. No more waiting on you. No more waiting. I'm already moving through. 3 a.m. Rain slowing down. Your side of the city feels far enough now. I used to wait for your timing, like my life could stand still. Kept making room for you maybe, while ignoring what was real. You always knew when to find me, right when I started moving on. One little word from your number, and somehow I was back where I'd gone wrong. But something changed in the silence. Something settled in my chest. I stopped calling patience love, when it only stole my rest. I don't need one more sign, I don't need one more delay. If you wanted to be here, you would have found a way. No more waiting on you, no more watching the clock, no more hoping your silence turns into something it's not. No more waiting on you. I've got too much peace. 2:42. Rain against the glass. City moving slowly, and I don't miss the noise. You had a way of turning silence into something I should fear. Every night I felt the tension, even when you were right here. I kept trying to reach your distance, like the answer lived inside it. Kept confusing all the pressure with the love I had to fight. Now the room is almost empty, but the air feels easier. No more wondering what you're thinking, no more waiting for it to hurt. I thought I missed you for a while. Turns out I only missed who I was before the trial. I don't miss the chaos, I don't miss the doubt, I don't miss the nights trying to figure you out. I don't miss the chaos, I don't miss the games. Peace feels better than hearing you say my name. I don't miss the chaos, not anymore. There's a low light in the hallway, and the record playing slow. Funny how an empty apartment can still feel more like home. You used to call my calmness distant when I stopped reacting back, but I was only learning slowly how to leave without attack. No more proving I was loyal, no more asking you to choose. Some battles only end when you stop needing them to lose. I just know I won't live like that again. I don't miss the chaos, I don't miss the doubt, I don't miss the doubt, don't miss the nights trying to figure you out. I don't miss the chaos, I don't miss the games. Peace feels better than hearing you say my name. I don't miss the chaos, not anymore. Maybe once the silence scared me, now it sounds like getting free. No footsteps that I question, no weight waiting next to me. I don't need another ending, I don't need another scene. I just needed enough distance to remember what calm means. So if your memory finds me somewhere after midnight, it can stay a memory. I'm not going back this time. I don't miss the chaos, I don't miss the pain, I don't miss pretending we could make it work again. I don't miss the chaos, I finally understand. Peace was never boring, I just never had it in my hands. I don't miss the chaos, not anymore. I don't miss the chaos, I found something more. 320, 320, rain almost gone, city moving slowly, and I'm finally calm. Rain running down the glass, city moving slow beneath me. 2 in the morning, and I finally hear myself breathe. I used to read your silence like there was something left to say. Stayed up looking for answers in every promise that you changed. Now your name don't hit the same, your memory don't own the room. I stopped asking what went wrong when I realized I made it through. No more calling just to hear a voice that only brought me doubt. I learned peace can sound like nothing when the wrong one finally fades out. I don't need revenge tonight, I don't need to prove I'm right. Some doors close without a sound, and somehow I sleep better now. Peace looks better on me than the pain I brought for you. I don't chase what doesn't choose me, I got nothing left to prove. Let the city lights remind me I survived what I went through. I don't need you to regret me. Peace looks better on me than you. Better on me, better on me. I chose the quiet and it chose me. Black coat on the passenger seat, half a glass beside the window. Every mile between us now feels more honest than your hello. I was loyal to a version of you that never really stayed. Kept forgiving all the damage, like forgiveness when I'd wait. But I don't carry every scar like a reason to stay cold. Some wounds turn into wisdom when you finally let them go. I don't need revenge tonight. I don't need to win this fight. I can leave without a scene. That's what getting stronger means. Peace looks better on me than the pain I bore for you. I don't chase what doesn't choose me. I got nothing left to prove. Let the city lights remind me I survived what I went through. I don't need you to regret me. Peace looks better on me than you. Maybe you thought I'd break, maybe I thought so too. But loneliness got easier than losing myself with you. Now the room feels different. Now the night feels clean. I don't miss the chaos, I just miss who I used to be. And he's coming back slowly with every mile I drive. No anger in my chest now, just a quieter kind of pride. Peace looks better on me than the pain I bore for you. I don't chase what doesn't choose me. I got nothing left to prove. Let the city lights remind me how far I've made it through. I don't need you to remember who I became without you. Peace looks better on me. Yeah, peace looks better on me. I chose the quiet, and it chose me. Rain fading on the glasses, your shadow getting smaller. 2 in the morning, and I don't miss you anymore. Rain against the window. Your name lit up my screen. I let it fade. You always call when the room gets quiet, when nobody else can read your mind. You say you miss the way I listen, like I was made to waste my time. I used to answer every question even when you gave me none. Now I know some conversations are better left undone. Got the city in the mirror, got the night beneath my wheels, and for once I'm not confusing. Missing you is something real. I don't hate you, I just know some things end before we let them go. No need to call me tonight, goodbye. You can keep all the words you were saving. I don't need another reason why across the city just to hear you say you're fine, while you kept one foot outside us and I kept sacrificing mine. Funny how the truth gets clearer when you're not afraid to leave. I thought love meant staying longer. Now I know when not to bleed. My apartment feels much colder, but the quiet feels like mine. No footsteps that I have to question, no excuses after midnight. I don't blame you, I don't care. I just stopped expecting you to be there. No need to call me tonight. I already made peace with goodbye. I already made peace with goodbye. You can keep all the words you were saving. Keep all the words you were saving. I don't need another reason why. Don't need to tell me you've changed. No need to tell me you've changed. No need to say you still know my name. No need to say you still know mine. I gave you enough of my silence. Now I'm driving away from the rain. No need to call. No need to call. Maybe one day you'll understand why I stopped reaching for your hand. It wasn't anger, it wasn't pride. I just got tired of losing myself every night. So if you wonder where I've been, I'm somewhere learning how peace begins. No crowded room, no second chance, just city lights and steady hands. No need to call me tonight. I already made peace with goodbye. Oh, you can keep all the words you were saving. I don't need another reason why. You need to tell me you've changed. No need to tell me you've changed. No need to say you still know my name. I finally learned what it cost me to keep letting you back in again. No need to call, I'm already gone. No need to call, I'm where I belong. 2:45, rain getting lighter. Your name stayed dark, and so did I. Rain on the avenue, 2:30 in the morning. No goodbye speech. No slam doors. I used to think an ending had to sound like something broke, had to come with raised voices and words we couldn't take back. But I got tired of explaining why the distance hurt this much. Tired of asking for attention from a heart I couldn't touch. So I folded up the silence, put my jacket on and left. No dramatic final sentence, no more fighting for respect. You were waiting for a reaction, I had nothing left to prove. Sometimes the strongest thing a man can do is quietly remove. I left without a scene, no shouting in the hallway, no begging you to see what you already threw away. I left without a scene, just a city and my keys. You were waiting for the chaos, but I chose to leave in peace. No final war, the scene, and I never looked back. Your message came to midnight, said you didn't understand how somebody who once loved you could just loosen up his hands. But you missed all of the warnings. Every night I grew more still. Every time I stopped responding was another piece you killed. I was there when you were distant. I was patient through the cold. But a man can love you deeply and still know when to let go. I don't need you feeling guilty. I don't need another truth. I already learned enough from what your actions used to do. I left without a scene. No shouting in the hallway, no begging you to see what you already threw away. I left without a scene, just the city and my keys. You were waiting for the chaos, but I chose to leave in peace. No final war, no broken glass. I left without a scene, and I never looked back. Maybe silence looked like weakness when you watched me walk away, but I had already said enough. In all the nights I chose to stay, there was nothing left to argue, nothing left for me to say. You can't build a home with someone who keeps one foot in the rain. Now the skyline feels much wider and the air feels easier too. Funny how the world gets lighter when you're not carrying two. I left without a scene, no anger in my footsteps, no need to make you feel every wound you left inside my chest. I left without a scene, and that's how I kept my peace. You were waiting for the chaos, but there was nothing left in me. No final war, no last attack. I left without a scene, and I never looked back. 3:15. Rain turning soft. No goodbye speech, just me moving on. $2:29. Rain on the avenue, red lights in the mirror, and nothing pulling me back. I used to drive these same streets, thinking maybe you'd call. Every corner held a memory, every silence felt too loud. I kept giving second chances to a love already gone. Kept confusing being patient with just holding on too long. Now your name feels like a story from a life I used to know. And the farther that I travel, the easier it gets to let go. No more wondering, no more signs. I left all that confusion somewhere behind. I stopped looking back, stopped checking if you miss me, stopped hoping every midnight would somehow bring you with me. I stopped looking back, and the road got clear at last. I don't need another ending, I already left the past. I stopped looking back. Yeah, I stopped looking back. There's a low bass in the speakers, and the city's dressed in blue. I can finally hear the music without thinking about you. Used to measure every evening by the distance in your eyes. Now I measure peace in moments where I don't have to ask why. I don't hate what we were then, I don't need to make it wrong. Some things only teach you something when you finally move along. No more waiting, no reply. Some goodbyes become freedom with enough time. I stop looking back, stop checking if you miss me, stopped hoping every midnight would somehow bring you with me. I stopped looking back, and the road got clear at last. I don't need another ending, I already left the past. I stopped looking back. Yeah, I stopped looking back. Understand what you had done, needed you to feel the silence, needed you to miss some. But time made that feel smaller, and peace made something clear. I don't need your recognition to know why I disappeared. Now the skyline opens wider, every mile feels more like mine, and the man inside the mirror finally looks me in the eye. I stopped looking back, stopped living in the maybe, stopped carrying all questions that were slowly driving me crazy. I stopped looking back, and I finally found my way. I don't need you in tomorrow just because you filled yesterday. I stopped looking back. Yeah, I stopped looking back. And I kept moving forward, so I learned to do the same. 312, rain getting lighter, red lights in the mirror getting smaller behind me. "240, city lights on the ceiling, phone face down. I already know what peace feels like. You used to make me question every simple thing I knew, turn a quiet night into something I had to fight my way through. I got used to your distance, like it was part of loving you. Kept telling myself tomorrow might bring back the person I knew. But somewhere in all that waiting, I started losing my own name, and when I finally found my balance, nothing looked the same. Now the room is still and I can't breathe. Funny how peace made it easier to leave. I'm too calm to go back, too clear to lose that. I don't miss the confusion, I don't need another chance. Too calm to go back, too far beyond that. You can keep all the chaos, I finally know where I stand. Too calm to go back. You called around midnight, said you had been thinking too. Said maybe we were different, said maybe we could start anew. But I remember those evenings when I was sitting next to you, feeling lonelier beside you than I ever do alone. Now there's music in the background, low enough to hear the rain, and for once my heart is resting instead of preparing for pain. I don't hate you, I just change. Some doors shouldn't open once you find your way out. Too calm to go back, too clear to lose that. I don't miss the confusion, I don't need another chance. Too calm to go back, too far beyond that. You can keep all the chaos, I finally know where I stand. Too calm to go back. Maybe before I would've answered right away. Maybe before one sentence could make me stay. But healing changes what you tolerate, and distance changes what you see. I spent too many nights becoming somebody you needed me to be. Now I know the sound of quiet, now I know the way to peace, and nothing you could promise feels better than this relief. I'm too calm to go back, too old to lose that. I don't need another ending, I don't need another past. I'm too calm to go back, and I finally understand love should never cost your peace just to prove that you're a man. Too calm to go back, too calm, and I'm good with that. 3:10, rain fading outside, phone still face down, and so is the past.